Once more, we stand together. And I'm holding a stick. This one's a pretty long 50-inch stick. Look at those crisscrosses, how I cut that moon, how they turned into X's, how I changed my angle. Everything counts. The element in the element. The element of surprise is the difference of knowing and not knowing. The exacto body. Do we have exacto bodies, trifecta bodies? Was it the tree little pigs and how they were rooted to the ground? Particles in the split hoof? Parts of pork and poultry and meats. They don't say chicken, they say poultry. Cole Tucker, Cole Pepper, Minnesota, 2 times today. AJ mentioned 1413, that's M&N, that's New Mexico. New Mexico, the train leaves, runs up somehow by the 25 into the 93 out of Colorado, over to Hoover Dam, and everybody knows, it started at the fish market. I know the hatcheries, then they run in schools. Yo, 11, isn't that what they say? Elf? Was it the little elf on the shelf? Was it selfish or from shellfish? Elf. L-F, Elef. In Exodus, Elef is the L is in the 12 family, 6 and 6, and F is in the 6 family, which a 6 family has 3 families. It's got 1 and 5, 6, it's got 2 and 4, 6, and it's got 3 and 3, 6. 666, Elef. 6.66 billion. F in 3 families, L in 2 families, but it's AB, because it's always AB. If A was alone, he'd be alone in the middle of BBs. All the BBs, because he's in the middle of the BBs. Everybody knows that if Elef has a hole in it, there it is. But if Elef closes his mouth, here I am, holding the staff of life. Turning around and giving out my energy. Do you see this way this staff goes around this way? The big wobble. Exacto body types. Is it normal that we always have to eat perfectly? No, it's not normal. We shouldn't eat perfectly. Exacto body types. The body should be efficient enough to take man through a certain period of time in order to adjust itself within. So when you feel you're not ill, you might be ill. Let me get back to this. Peoples born of the manger, pharmaceuticals, certified ceuticals, hatch, ash, H, ashes and ashes and Dutch to dust, from hatcheries, okay, from hatcheries, and certified pharma mangers, where mangers of animals were sitting in the background waiting for the penicillin shot before Jesus came along. And whether by God or whether created on this planet, he is who he is. He was a Jewish boy into a Jewish family, apparently. Or did they let them go? Again, back to certified hatcheries, also brought up by Aldous Huxley. Adus, Chamesh, Hashesh, Sheva. Everything you hear is not what you hear, it's what I tell you it is. Aldus means to count. It means also a dozen, okay? Dus means soft. It is what it is. How are the turkey parts, the breast, the gizzards? How are the pork links? How is the bacon? All part of creation of A, B, C, D. This is the way it is. You can look any which way you want. If you want to look back, the engine, was it the engine, the Indian, or was it Eugene Emmanuel? It's all the same. G-I-N-E for Ginny. Or the gateway birth, 7 and 9, 7 and 1. In Roman numerals, they call it a 1. When you bring the shape to the letter back to the alphabet, in the English alphabet, it becomes the I-9. But the I-9 has a flat top on both sides. All of a sudden, it's the H regardless. No matter how many times it's chopped up, it shows you it has a roof and a floor. Therefore, in between, it's got to have floors. So H has many H's in between. Eugene, or the genes, or man genes, Venus and Mercury is noted not to have any moons because the moons they are the greatest moons of all. Do our eyes see out, or is everything projected in? How are we seen? Okay, because if we're seeing which one of many ways is Mercury can be what visions everything together, and Venus can be everything at two. 2 eyes, one of the God above and one of the man below. 2 ears. The 2 eyes are in front, the ears are on the side, nothing's in the back because the incoming of all is in the back. So if Venus was 2 moons, Mars has 2 moons, Venus would be the planet of Mars. Mercury would be 1. Mercury would fit into Earth. I mean, I rather, instead of saying Luna, I'll say, hey, Mercury. Or are we Luna with 2 connected ears? Connected ears, the way the letters U and V come together. See the way it comes around from this side to this side? Don't count the other stuff. Don't forget their ears and eyes that are connected together to this reality, and I can't explain it yet. Okay? The solar cycle U-turn, Saturn, Mercury, Uranus, Una moon, Luna, AN, DNA, 1, 21, 12. LU is 21 says, I see NASA, I see North America, I see the DNA, but it's only the beginning of Luna, Una, I am 1. But there isn't only 1, 1. There's more than 1, 1, okay? The V, I'm assuming, is inside this world and we live it. The V is also part of the flesh, down and down in this world and in the other world, in which they run whatever they run in order to become the V or the U. The U would get 2 and 4. The V would go 1, 3 to 5, or 5 to 7 and 9. But when 7 and 9 gets flipped upside down, it's 1 and 3 again. So it's 1, 3, 5 upside down, or 5, 7, 9. 1 doesn't live alone. 1 must live in 2, becoming 3. So you'd have 3, 7, 9. 9 is the birth and it needs the gateway, so you'd have 3, 9. The gateway is 5, you'd have 3, 5, 7. The gateway is 7, you have 3, 5, 7. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Do, re, mi, fo, sol, la, ti. Fo, sol, la, ti. Solata ti? Is that what they're talking about? Do, re, mi, fa, la, solata ti. So now we got to think of solata ti. The elements of life is just as much and more the understanding other than the scientific elements of iron, salt, and all this. The elements in life, the rules and regulations, the reality, and the difference that we do not know at the moment, but trying to learn. Well, we learn the difference just by trying, because already by looking different, we see different, and then we understand whether or not it makes sense. And then the reality comes, and upon my perception, your perception, and so on and so forth. Thank you.